Imagine this: you've spent decades building something from nothing. The world once doubted you, but now your name opens doors that money can't. Money itself? It flows so effortlessly it almost feels ordinary. Your decisions shape companies, your words move markets, and people hang on to every idea you speak. You're at the top, or at least that's what it looks like from the outside. The richest people in the world know this trap. They fear it more than failure, because it doesn't just destroy businesses, it destroys builders. It doesn't just slow down progress, it suffocates it from the inside. And here's the unsettling part. This mental habit isn't just a billionaire's problem. It's affecting you right now. The real question is, how much has it already cost you, and how much more will it take if you don't break free? Picture this: a billionaire sitting at the top of their empire. Companies booming, wealth multiplying, every door in the world open to them. Yet behind that polished smile, there's a mental shadow quietly eating away at their power. That shadow is overthinking. Yes, the very habit you and I face daily. The constant loop of what if I fail? What if this goes wrong? What if I choose the wrong path? It doesn't just stop at ordinary people. It stalks billionaires too. But for them, the stakes are unimaginable. Here's the irony. The richer and more powerful you become, the higher the cost of hesitation. A single delayed decision in business could mean losing millions, missing opportunities, or letting competitors steal your empire overnight. Billionaires know this. That's why they fear overthinking. It's not a small annoyance, it's a potential empire killer. Take Elon Musk, for example. Love him or hate him, he makes lightning-fast decisions that most people would spend months analyzing. Why? Because he knows that waiting too long is more dangerous than making the wrong move. Billionaires operate in a world where indecision equals failure. And here's the chilling part. Overthinking doesn't announce itself. It disguises itself as being careful, analyzing, or waiting for the right time. But billionaires understand that this disguise is poison, because while they wait, opportunities vanish. So what exactly makes overthinking so destructive? And why is it the one mental habit billionaires truly fear? To understand why billionaires fear overthinking, we need to look at the psychology behind it. Overthinking is nothing more than the brain trapped in a loop, an endless cycle of doubts, scenarios, and what-ifs. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis. For ordinary people, overthinking might mean missing out on a job opportunity or taking too long to send an email. But at the billionaire level, the consequences are magnified. Every choice is tied to millions of dollars, thousands of employees, and global markets. Imagine the weight of that pressure. One wrong delay could trigger a chain reaction across industries. Here's the hidden danger. Overthinking doesn't just waste time, it erodes confidence. The more you replay a decision, the less certain you feel. Billionaires know that once confidence cracks, leadership weakens, and the empire starts to wobble. Confidence is currency in their world. Without it, investors lose faith, teams hesitate, and competitors circle like sharks. Another reason this habit terrifies billionaires is that it fuels fear. Overthinking exaggerates risks, making small challenges look like catastrophic disasters. Instead of seeing possibilities, the mind builds walls of doubt. And when leaders hesitate behind those walls, opportunities slip by. That's why many billionaires create systems to avoid falling into the trap. They know their brain will trick them into hesitation, so they design ways to force themselves into action. But how do they actually fight back against this invisible enemy? Billionaires know they can't afford to let overthinking control them, so they fight it with systems, rules, and habits. One of the most common strategies is the 2-minute rule for decisions. If a choice can be made in under 2 minutes with the available information, they decide immediately. No delays, no endless pros and cons list. Take Jeff Bezos, for instance. He once explained that there are 2 types of decisions. Type 1, irreversible, life-changing ones, and Type 2, reversible, experimental ones. Most people treat every decision like it's Type 1, massive, final, terrifying. But Bezos flips it. He acts quickly on reversible decisions, knowing that speed itself is an advantage. That mindset frees him from the chains of overthinking. Another tactic is creating default frameworks. Warren Buffett famously avoids overcomplicating decisions by sticking to his circle of competence. If an opportunity doesn't fit his framework, he doesn't waste a second on it. No late-night stress, no spirals of doubt, just a clean no. And then there's Elon Musk, who combats overthinking with what he calls first principles thinking. Instead of getting lost in endless what-ifs, he breaks problems down to their raw fundamentals and rebuilds answers from the ground up. This method cuts through noise and keeps his mind from drowning in unnecessary details. The truth is simple. Billionaires aren't superhuman. They feel the same pull of hesitation we all do, but they fear it so much that they've engineered their lives to outrun it. So how exactly do billionaires escape the trap of overthinking? The answer lies in mindset shifts and daily practices that act like armor against hesitation. One of the most powerful tools they use is decision minimalism. Think of Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, or even Barack Obama. Ever notice how they wear the same style of clothes every day? That's not laziness, it's strategy. By eliminating small, unimportant choices, they protect their brainpower for the big ones. Every trivial decision avoided means less mental clutter and less chance of spiraling into overthinking. Another habit is setting strict deadlines for decisions. Billionaires often decide before they feel ready. Why? Because they know waiting for perfect clarity is a myth. Richard Branson once said, "Business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming." That mindset keeps him moving forward even when the path isn't fully clear. They also rely on trusted circles to cut through noise. Instead of being stuck in their own heads, they surround themselves with advisors, mentors, or partners who act as sounding boards. By externalizing the thought process, they avoid looping endlessly on their own doubts. And finally, they use routines to create a sense of momentum. Morning rituals, workouts, even meditation. It's not just about health. It's about training the mind to stay focused and decisive, reducing the mental space where overthinking can grow. But habits are just one side of the story. What about the real-world case studies where billionaires actually faced this trap and found ways out? History is filled with moments where billionaires stared down the paralysis of overthinking and beat it. Their stories reveal how they turned hesitation into action, even when everything was on the line. Take Bill Gates. Early in Microsoft's journey, he faced constant pressure, bigger competitors, faster-moving markets, and decisions that could make or break his company. Instead of drowning in what-ifs, he developed a practice of asking one key question: what's the long-term impact? By zooming out, he filtered noise from signal and avoided getting trapped in short-term overthinking. That simple shift allowed Microsoft to outpace rivals who hesitated. Then there's Oprah Winfrey. At the height of her career, she was offered countless opportunities. The fear of choosing wrong could have frozen her, but she leaned on her gut instinct, combined with a single rule. If a decision didn't align with her deepest values, she let it go instantly. By trusting herself, she kept momentum instead of spiraling into doubt. Even Elon Musk, often seen as fearless, admits he faces moments of hesitation, but he reframes overthinking as an experiment. Rather than asking, "What if this fails?" he asks, "How fast can I learn if it does?" That shift turns hesitation into curiosity, and curiosity into bold action. These examples prove a key truth. Billionaires don't escape overthinking by being immune. They escape by reframing it, by creating rules, filters, and perspectives that break the cycle. But here's the real question. How can you apply these billionaire methods in your own life? Here's the part that matters most. You don't need to be a billionaire to fight overthinking. The same strategies that protect empires can transform your daily life. First, set decision deadlines. If you catch yourself stuck in a loop of should I or shouldn't I, give yourself a timer. 5 minutes for small choices, 24 hours for big ones. Billionaires know clarity rarely comes before action, it comes after. Second, simplify your choices. Just like Jobs wore the same black turtleneck, you can remove decision clutter in your life, automate routines, reduce trivial decisions, and save your mental energy for what truly matters. Third, reframe failure. Instead of asking, what if it goes wrong? Flip the script. What will I learn if it does? That billionaire mindset shifts hesitation into momentum. Action becomes less about perfection and more about progress. Fourth, trust frameworks, not feelings alone. Write down your own rules. If it aligns with my long-term goal, I say yes. If it drains me more than it excites me, I say no. Frameworks cut through doubt when emotions try to drag you back into overthinking. Finally, remember this: speed beats perfection. Opportunities don't wait. While you're stuck in hesitation, someone else is acting and winning. So ask yourself right now, what's one decision you've been overthinking? And what would happen if you simply decided? So what's the one mental habit billionaires truly fear? It isn't failure, it isn't competition, it isn't even losing money. It's overthinking, the silent killer of confidence, speed, and opportunity. Think about it. Billionaires live in a world where time is money and hesitation costs more than mistakes. That's why they've engineered their lives to act fast, trust systems, and reframe failure as feedback. They know that the real risk isn't making the wrong move, it's making no move at all. And here's the twist. This isn't just about billionaires, it's about you. Because overthinking is the same trap that stops you from starting that business, applying for that job, or even making that personal change you've been delaying. The scale may be different, but the habit is the same. The truth? The people who rise, the people who build, the people who win are not the ones who think forever. They are the ones who decide. So let me ask you, what decision have you been delaying? What opportunity have you been overanalyzing? Maybe today is the day you finally act. This is ZINRA, where we break down the hidden psychology of billionaires and the lessons you can use in your own life. If you found value in this, hit subscribe and drop a comment with the next billionaire mindset topic you want us to uncover. Remember, stop overthinking, start deciding, because your future is waiting.